spacing and a bit of five-man offense.
Just the 1 assist for Neptune in the first quarter compared to 8 for St. Vincent's.
Vincent's with an effective use of the dribble. Their dribble is usually to get them in a position to score or pass, but not a lot of unnecessary dribbling. And we talked earlier about the need to have a short memory, and Neptune in particular, they need to understand that, yes, they're down 14, but it's very early.
Fuchs to Jenkins, and Barron prevents Drummond from getting onto that one.
The St. Vincent's defense right now, pretty impressive. They're, as we said, contesting things, a lot of deflections, a lot of disruptions, not really making anything easy for Neptune. Vincent's now with a high post set. Another interior score. Scott Dermody with another high percentage shot for Vincent's. A lovely spin move to the baseline. Score by Drummond. He's going to need to make some contributions here today. They're going to need to be a little bit more reliant on his scoring ability. An easy over the back call there for the referees. Cahill Barron called with the rebounding foul. Neptune introduced Jason O'Flynn. Gregor Fuchs appearing to have either an ankle or a knee injury there. He limps off. With 8 minutes remaining here now, Vincent's holding the 27-13 lead, showing full court pressure. Sean Jenkins to inbound. There appears to be an administrative issue here now. The referees and the table officials having a discussion with Kieran Leahy. Brian Murphy returns to the game. Not sure what the issue was there. Possibly a name not on the scorer sheet. Lovely drive by Murphy. Finished by Heafy inside. Neptune defensively, for them the challenge is, can they make some stops here now? They gave up too many points in the first quarter. Their improvements largely need to happen on the defensive end. terrific drive and score by Drummond. You could see him and Sean Jenkins both logging a lot of minutes here, because for Neptune as well, those two would be the two primary scorers. Another turnover here. So Vincent's now with back-to-back empty results. Beadle from way out. Lovely crossover move, creating space for the jump shot. Graham Branley with a terrific jumper. Vincent's run a little screen set on the baseline to bring Branley out. Gets a clean look. Neptune late on the closeout. Goes back to a double-digit lead.
So hello again. Thanks for making it. I'd love to see how it was missed, but it doesn't appear it was at all.
That was what we call colorful play-by-play.
Just took a quick time out there to make sure that your stream was running perfectly due to an issue on the YouTube end. There was some audio problems with our first stream, so we've taken that down and we are now up and running on this new stream, the link of which is on Twitter and also on the Game Zone on the basketballireland.eu website if you're looking to send people in the right direction.
Neptune now playing with a little bit more urgency on the defensive end.
Well, that's what you've been telling us they needed, Pat. And here's Gilligan. And Heafy did enough on that occasion. Branley just couldn't resist and picks up his first personal foul. So you get the sense that Neptune are going to have to get hot if they're to reach the kind of tallies that they've put up in the earlier rounds. Nice move there by Brian Murphy under the basket.
Murphy's given some good minutes right now since he's been brought back in. And again, you know, the defensive end is where it's going to matter the most for Neptune.
2 shots for Murphy when he thought he'd executed a clean block, but you can see that Neptune are trying to raise their game on the defensive end.
Well, they've given up 5 points now in 5 minutes, including a 3 to Branley from the corner. You know, again, they're contesting things more now. Sometimes when you contest aggressively, you end up sending some guys to the free throw line, but that's still a better option than giving up uncontested layups.
Murphy waits for Jenkins to arrive, who hits Heafy. Heafy spins in, but lays off to Murphy again. And there's that rare assist that we were lacking in the first quarter.
Absolutely. Look, you know, you try to keep the game as simple as possible. If you draw defenders, that means somebody's open.
Branley with the drive. Just overcooks the shot. Gilligan kicks out. Harding. Gilligan will go himself off the glass, misses the rebound, but Heafy palms it down to Adam Drummond.
And Neptune are gradually finding their way here. You know, again, they were in danger. They were in danger of that lead becoming insurmountable, but their offense now is coming on this end.
And it's St. Vincent's who called the timeout thanks to soft hands from Jenkins and Heafy. It's a 2-possession game. St. Vincent's 31, Neptune 25. So 4 minutes left, the break is on. And his heart might have skipped just a half a beat as that took an extra millisecond to drop. But Jamie Beadle makes it a 4-point game.
Little miscommunication there on the Vincent's end, and Beadle was able to step in front of that pass.
Dermody's back in. Branley goes for the jump shot. Does really well to claim the offensive rebound and finish, and that's a second chance score for Graham Branley.
Well, he's been their leading player thus far. He's very active. He's been their biggest threat.
And likes to do things on cue from a commentary point of view. Thank you, Graham. 3:15 to go. Back out to 6 points. Jenkins takes it on. Drummond. Nice pass inside. But Jenkins had a lot of work to do to make the basket, and he did. Gilligan now. Branley grabs and swings, and if you blinked, you'd have thought it went in. Drummond just gets the ball caught between his legs. Here comes James Harding and Gilligan. It's 3-on-1, and they've still butchered what was a clear and present opportunity. And here's Heafy. And there's good tempo to this game now. 2.5 minutes to go. We're up and down.
I'm sure Neptune would be looking for a call there on Heafy's drive. There was a lot of contact. You know, the rule of thumb is really, does somebody gain an unfair advantage, but Heafy ended up on his back, so he didn't win that advantage.
And Jenkins tries to have a quiet word with the referee. Not that there's anything quiet happening here. Big three. It needed to come from Neptune's. It was Dermody who drained it.
I think the referee saw a foot on the line there.
Long two, my apologies.
He ruled it out.
It's impressive athleticism from Murphy, but it's Drummond. Sorry, Heafy, excuse me. He makes it 35-31.
Well, Heafy bailed them out there on that. Again, what's creeping in here the last 2 or 3 possessions for Neptune is back to the individual dribble stuff. And I'm sure that Kieran Leahy and all of the Neptune supporters would be more than relieved to go into the changing rooms that were at a 4-point deficit, considering the state of things in the first quarter.
Certainly, I think they've already more than matched their first quarter tally. Yeah, just double it, in fact. That's Vincent's creeping it out again. 75 seconds to go. Big three.
That's a big answer from Murphy now. Bowers knocks down the three from the left wing. Murphy answers straight away.
This game is accelerating towards the half as Graham Branley pulls up with 3 players in front of him, but only briefly checked before continuing on to the basket.
Again, talking about adjustments. How does the Neptune staff now at halftime address Branley's influence on this game? Can they do anything different to make it more difficult? Well, they might start by making it a little bit more difficult for him to touch the ball.
Branley on 9 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds.
Absolutely, doing a bit of everything on the offensive end, though. When he gets a full head of steam going to the basket, he's pretty tough to stop.
So 51 seconds left. How many possessions are left in the second quarter? Drummond. It's been a good game, and one hopes with the way this weekend is set up, naturally you can't have 11 finals in 11 weeks for any number of reasons. Not to, you know, even 11 days is a push, but the hope is that people will come to even if it's a game and a half or 2 games. Of course, they have the option of coming to all 4 games on the single ticket from today.
Well, they certainly, anybody who was not in attendance last night missed a cracker, one of the best senior finals I've ever seen.
So great to be able to say that 2 teams gracing the stage for the first time, and they managed to come up with an actual classic. Great pass, lovely finish from Murphy.
Beautiful pass by Jenkins, hit him on the money.
And some really good skills being executed here. Rebound is back, and it falls. And that's Alex Bowers with a big contribution. There's just 12 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it's second quarter, and it's BFG Neptune 36, St. Vincent's 40. .12 seconds left. Neptune in possession. They call the timeout. This is Beadle, and he's running out of room. Branley to Jenkins with the wraparound layup. Beats the buzzer. It may not have been what they planned, but it certainly worked out for him.
Well, I certainly think they were looking to get him open, but he made the most of that baseline drive. What a terrific body control and a finish.
Lovely way to sign off the first half in the Hula Hoops Under-20 Men's National Cup Final. BFG Neptune 38, St. Vincent's 40. 20 minutes remain in the Hula Hoops Under 20 Men's National Cup Finals, and already St. Vincent's are trying to put back out a lead that, well, they may not have earned it in full with so many uncontested shots, but were certainly worthy of the 25-10 lead they put up for the first quarter. Here's Adam Heafy. Ball turned over by Martin Neary. Neary cleans up the offensive boards and hits Conor Gilligan for 2. With a chance to make it 3. So the lesson learned here is that if Pat Grace needs 38 seconds to get a cup of coffee, it's going to cost Neptune 5 points. Welcome back, Pat. Delighted to have you here this afternoon, and indeed thanks for such valuable contributions on yesterday's President's National Cup Final.
Thanks very much, Ross. This is, the first 4 minutes of a second half, oftentimes set the tempo for what happens for the remainder of the game.
Would you permit me for referring to Jenkins' move as a shake and bake there? Is that?
If you need to go down that route, sure.
I like to say it once a year, and I thought Jenkins was worthy on that occasion.
Well, what I would have been impressed with on that move, for any young player to be able to finish with their offhand. He made a strong drive, but finished with his left.
Branley still the danger man for St. Vincent's. The lead is out to 7 as Brian Murphy picks up a second personal foul.
I'll tell you, Ross, you and I could be dangerous if we're getting open looks like that.
It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Cathal Barron will go to the line for 2. And really that's the first player of the game in foul trouble, and it's Conor Gilligan on 3 fouls. Excuse me, no shots for Gilligan on that occasion. And Fuchs, who is a big player for Neptune, makes a big contribution in the third quarter.
Well, those drives from the top of the key are particularly tough to stop because there's no real definition of help defense at that stage.
Harding. Gilligan spins. Somehow transferred the ball to his right hand. And Fuchs gets some instruction from Kieran Leahy. With Gilligan at the line.
Well, Gilligan definitely got bailed out on that foul. His degree of difficulty on that shot was very high. And I'm sure if he had to do it over again, I'm sure that Adam Heafy would have let him go.
Just 2 free throws for Neptune in the first half. They made one of them. St. Vincent's shooting at 4 from 7. Of course, you can follow the box score, or the live stats, I should say, yourself via the Basketball Ireland Game Zone. And whatever Kieran Leahy said to Gregors Fuchs certainly works, because he's having his best spell of the game so far. Neary off the glass. Well, if this is indeed going to be the tempo for the second half, we're in for a treat. Adam Drummond. Fuchs.
I think there's more to come from Neary as well.
Well, it's got James Harding to offer. He finds Gilligan just about. A lot of work from Gilligan to clean that one up. Martin Neary, it's back with Harding. Kicks it to Neary, doesn't want it. Branley does, but only after he steps inside Sean Jenkins. As Jenkins takes on the 3, but it's short. Little handoff there from Cathal Barron. And it's Harding with the finish
It's a slightly similar start to the first quarter, which is where Vincent's were getting just really clean looks at the rim.
Heafy can't find Murphy. Gilligan goes for Harding. Harding goes for the Euro step. Well played, Conor Gilligan, to clean up there. Neary with the miss.
Tempo right now with Vincent's.
Fuchs, Murphy, Drummond. Murphy, 3. Makes it. Nice shot and well worked by BFG Neptune. It's back to a 2-possession game. Bounce pass as Branley cuts via the back door. Some lovely finishing in this game from both sides. And Jenkins with another 3-point going and miss. Branley's got the speed. Neary cuts inside. Now it's Heafy to Drummond. It's Murphy now. He pulls up. Wise move as Vincent's were back. Murphy with 2.
Murphy's been terrific thus far. He's on 14 points right now. Again, playing at a nice pace and not forcing his shot right now.
Gilligan spins. Drummond gets a hand on it. Still goes up from Graham Branley. And that, I mean, he recovered to make that shot.
He did too. The shot clock was winding down. He released it at 3 seconds.
And that springs the Demons supporters into life. What can it do for the players? Well, it's fueled Adam Heafy's 2-pointer.
So Chandler comes into the mix now. I would nearly expect to see a Neptune zone.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. I mean, we saw man-to-man in the first half. What kind of formations are you seeing out there now?
Well, they're remaining in man-to-man. The question is now, will Chandler be able to handle Neary if Neary steps out to the perimeter?
Well, there's one way to find out. And who gets the gold star in that possession?
Well, you know, I think Neary, you got a kid of his size. He could do a little bit of everything. You know, he's strong enough to play around the basket, but really he's a wing. He's a big, strong wing. And now you got a 6'10" kid who's most effective in the paint, close to the rim, disturbing high percentage shots, getting rebounds, defending the post, but now he's got to step out to the 3-point line and guard Neary.
So it's a 3-possession game. Sean Jenkins sets off. Nearly got the dig out from Jamie Beadle. Nice kick to Neary. And Fuchs has Chandler in front of him if he wants him. Picks out the big Cork man. Let's just call that a pass to Fuchs. Murphy for 3. And it looks like that one last touched the Neptune hand. Coming into the game for St. Vincent's, Andrew McGeever replacing Cathal Barron.
He's a terrific substitute at this stage. He brings a lot to the game. A little surprised that we didn't see him earlier. He's a talented shooter, an intelligent player. A kid from Letterkenny who's really got a bright future.
Good penetration from Branley, but he can't complete the finish. Fuchs. Threw up what looked like a line-out throw to
Yeah, look,
Chandler.
an entry pass to Chandler at the high post. At this stage of Chandler's career is the degree of return on that is pretty low.
Now this third quarter is pretty much flown by. Nice form from McGeever.
Well, that's what he's in there for. He'll stretch that defense even more now. His ability to knock down the three. One more shooter for Vincent.
Jenkins keeps it for Fuchs. 4 players inside, should set up an open three. No joy for Jamie Beadle. And McGeever, yet more points from the St. Vincent's bench.
That was a terrific pass. A terrific pass that set up McGeever.
We're at 18 points off the bench now for St. Vincent's.
Well, Jenkins now takes his first breather of the game. You know, he'd gone 28 minutes straight without a breather and substitutes now, and that's probably a pretty good move by Leahy. Once they can keep this game within check, you know, and you know, they bring in Drummond, so now you're replacing a scorer with a scorer, so maybe this will pay dividends for Neptune.
Drummond, the only scorer off the bench for Neptune with 8 points.
They call a reach foul, but the man indicted on the foul took the worst of that.
And the crowd, well, it's certainly re-energized them. Neary can't tip it back in. What can Chandler do? Miss. Good rebound for Branley. Murphy for Neptune with the finish. Been a huge impact in this game.
He has. He's been their most efficient player. You know, a lot of the scores that were coming from the other Neptune players, it was based on a lot of dribble, a lot of effort. Murphy's been pretty efficient.
2-possession game once again. What can Branley do? Chucks it up with the right hand. As McGeever gets hands on it. Hits up Harding. Branley's in the corner for 3. Nestles!
What a great play by McGeever, making the extra pass. It's rarely seen at this level. That was just terrific.
Minute to go. Vincent's in full voice. Neptune in possession. Here's Drummond. Murphy went for the reverse layup. And it would have been seen as a calculated risk from Leahy to rest Jenkins with 1:50 to go.
Well, look, you know, the question is if you don't, what happens late in the fourth? You know, Sean is he's an athletic kid and he's a fit kid, but he's on the back of a long night last night, and that was his first rest of the game. So I don't imagine that he'll be resting too much for the rest of the game.
So, 33 seconds remaining. 3 starters on the floor for Vincent's. 3 for Neptune. 18 seconds on the shot clock. And it's Harding barreling down the court. All his teammates are on the other side except for Martin Neary. And 2 big threes late in the third. 66-57, and Neptune can't get the shot away at the end of the third. They trail St. Vincent's in the Hula Hoops Under-20 Men's National Cup Final by 66 points to 57. Well, you've mentioned, Matt, a couple of times about how there are certain things that are characteristic of this level. Comebacks are one of them. Just when, you know, when the blood is pumping.
Well, look, I think some of the adjustments are, you know, if I saw that Chandler was matched up in a man-to-man situation, you know, the adjustment would be to draw him away from the basket. You know, that's one thing Neary was able to do late in the third quarter. When Chandler was brought in to the Neptune defense yesterday, he made a huge impact because they kept him in the middle of a 2-3 zone. They kept him in the area where he was going to be most effective.
Chandler improves his return from the free throw line. Harding in no hurry. McGeever.
Neptune showing the zone now.
After big threes from Graham Branley and Martin Neary, seems an appropriate enough response. Scott Dermody is in for Vincent's. Here's Branley with the 3-point attempt. And a bit of snoozing there from Neptune allows another opportunity. And again, this is a third opportunity and a third 3-point attempt and a third miss for Vincent's. And eventually Fuchs.
Well, Neptune dodged the bullet there. You know, it bears to reason on long jump shots, 3-pointers, sometimes the rebounds are longer. And there's no, you know, one of the challenges of playing a zone defense is there's no real assigned rebounding positions. If I'm playing man-to-man, I'm responsible for you. In a zone, you're defending an area. You need to be more of a pursuit rebounder, not a position rebounder. Pursue, you have to pursue the ball.
This has not been a quarter of finesse from 23 feet or more. What about inside? It just popped up for McGeever.
He's made great contributions since he's been introduced. You know, assists, rebounds, high percentage shots, stretching the defense by shooting the 3.
Another tough one to pull off for Branley. It's back with Fuchs. Murphy and Liam Chandler took out Sean Jenkins in there. So they're both going to have to scramble to get back as McGeever let Neptune off the hook and Chandler swatted away on his arrival.
It was a great recovery by Chandler to get down the floor after he collided with Jenkins. I'd say Munster Rugby will be ringing him soon if he's doing that.
Yeah, well, to be fair to Jenkins, he was the one on the on the south side of that collision, so it might have taken him just an extra moment to gather himself. Oh, big pass. Good scramble from Chandler.
And again, you see the impact now that Chandler has there. You know, he just negates those high percentage shots. If he can keep his hands high and stay disciplined and stay aware, he can affect that.
Still no three after 5 attempts in the fourth quarter. Murphy can't break. Chandler can gather, and the two of them combine to send Murphy on his way. Chandler was a fraction late with the tip in.
This is a critical stage now for Neptune. You don't want this to get away. You're a couple positions away from being down to a spot where you're chasing the game.
Well, it's been 2 minutes and 52 seconds coming, but eventually Vincent's make a three, and it's put 13 points between the sides. Instant timeout from Neptune. 7:08 to go. Well, if Sean Jenkins is tired, he's certainly not showing it.
It's a nice play to start the quarter for them, to come out of the timeout rather, because a little isolation play, put them at the high post, let them take one of those forwards to the rim. When you're trailing by 13, there's an opportunity to cut into the lead while the clock is dead. You know, and if you're chasing a game a little bit, you have to remain aggressive and draw fouls so you're scoring points while the clock is not working against you.
Neptune have withdrawn the players in a bit of foul trouble. Heafy and Murphy. It's good fielding from the Donegal man, shall we say. Although there isn't a field in sight in Tala. Harding. And Gilligan was wide open there.
Now Neptune remained in the zone there. They kept Heafy in the middle now, and again, they looked a little bit more aggressive. That's a lovely play now. They put Jenkins now a little bit more as a forward. They're playing him at the high post. Now that's back-to-back possessions where he's made a play from the high post.
McGeever pulls it down. Drummond gets in the way of Graham Branley's pass.
Trailing by 11, they'll need Drummond to knock a few shots down. I think that he's got to reduce the degree of difficulty. You know, he's got to create a situation where these shots are uncontested.
Waiting patiently in the wings are the under-18s of GCU Mercy and Brunel. Their game up at 12:30, also live streamed on YouTube. I was in, out, and in again from Sean Jenkins. Lead is back from 13 points to 9. Shot fake from McGeever eventually puts Branley in the corner. Neptune looked like they could do with possibly another Sean Jenkins. Not that one isn't enough, of course. And a fairly extraordinary foul count with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this game. Vincent's already on team fouls.
That's right, and what Neptune need to take advantage of now, we're back to this point about, you know, stopping the clock. You know, they can remain as aggressive as they want and eat into this lead. And you know, Jenkins was aware as soon as he drew the foul that he was going to the line. And again, that sense of urgency. And you could see since they came out of that timeout, it was 71-58. Neptune now with 5 unanswered points, and a lot of it on the back of Jenkins' play.
2 from 2 for Jenkins. Gilligan, Tanieri. Gilligan's back inside.
Nice little give and go there on the baseline. If you could draw a defender out of his space in the zone, that then becomes a passing lane.
To the 200 or so who are watching live at present, don't forget you can join the conversation on Twitter through hashtag Hula Hoots Cup. Jenkins keeps going. And so does the run for Neptune.
Well, if they're going down, they're not going to go down quietly. Jenkins has just been spectacular here in the last 3 minutes.
Also means that Conor Gilligan is on 4 fouls. Fuchs now to push the ball. Who's this guy? He looks good. Here comes Fuchs again. It's an open 3 for Beadle. Heafy nearly got the rebound as Harding sets off with menace. Alex Bowers back in the game. Branley for 3. And unless he was trying to pass the ball to himself, that was not the intended target.
He got a little deep on the baseline to make that shot effective.
What he said. Sean Jenkins. And that one drops. And it's a 1-possession game with 4 minutes to go. The speed of that cut from Graham Branley. To do anything, not to mind catch the ball and finish. Very impressive, great response.
Absolutely. He came with a full head of steam. He's tough to stop and he knows how to finish.
Jenkins frees it up for Beadle. Heafy palms it in. So great basket from Vincent, but it hasn't quelled the momentum at all.
I'd say every play in the last 5 minutes has had Jenkins' name on it, either as a scorer or an assist.
And if whoever from the Cork Evening Echo is writing the recap for this game, John Collin and John McHale both in attendance. if Vincent's can pull off what they appear to be trying to do at present, the phrase dagger 3 might come into the reckoning.
No question, no question. Again, now you're into the red zone now, right? So 3.5 minutes left.
Said dagger 3 makes it a 2-possession game. Graham Branley, big shot. Here's Drummond now. And for those of you not watching this in 1080p on your YouTube stream, the fans are indeed on the edge of their seats.
Drummond with the conventional 3 here now. An opportunity to cut the lead to 3. And again, like, I'd be thinking at this stage, you know, Branley's no surprise at this stage. He shouldn't have that much space.
Drummond gets in there on the pass to Harding. Can he finish? Yes, he can. 2 points between the sides. 3 minutes to go. The biggest phrase you'll hear on any cup weekend is that anything can happen. The sides are level. Neptune are on their feet. It's 77 apiece. Nobody heard the buzzer, but the timeout's been called. 2:42 to go. There's a phenomenal atmosphere in the National Basketball Arena. Your commentators are on their feet, and James Harding is on the ball. Conor Gilligan goes diving after that one, and it's going to be full tilt from here on in as Bowers shoots over the top. Brian Murphy in possession. It's opened up for Heaphy. The lead is Neptune's. Just found the gap there. Tore back to get back on zone responsibility. Here's Conor Gilligan. And Jenkins got out to Branley there to prevent a replay. But it's kicked to end up with a missed shot for Alex Bowers. And those are the shots that Vincent's were making in the first half of this game.
Well, look, there's nothing like momentum, and there's nothing like momentum when there's 2 minutes left in the game. You know, Vincent's now have a real battle on their hands. You know, the momentum is surely in Neptune's favor right now, but the talent is still there for Vincent's.
The only thing that you might say is that it was a dogfight for the semi-final for Vincent's to get past Mike Cullen. Neptune had it more their own way against Templeogue.
Just the scrappiness now creeping in, right? We've had 3 jump balls in the matter of 2 minutes here now.
Another timeout called with Neptune in the lead. It's 79-77. 1:42 remaining. Jenkins keeps going and just can't stop. 81-77.
Well, he knifed right through the gap. Vincent's came out in a 2-3 zone, and Jenkins saw nothing but the rim.
That's 4 fouls now for Brian Murphy. Branley doesn't make.
They got a foul off the ball, I think, on the box out. Jenkins got his body into Neary. Good call underneath. I don't think there was anything malicious in it. They were just battling for position.
The steal from Brian Murphy. Will he go himself and finish? Yes, he will. And they've run right through the other side of parity and into a massive lead now with 75 seconds to go. It's Vincent's who called the timeout and needed something special. That doesn't drop for Gilligan. Neary's got the rebound.
Pressure shots now coming for Neary, right? Your team's down 6, a minute, 6 left. That's a big loss for Neptune now. Murphy has been terrific for them. Brian Murphy's made massive contributions, particularly in the first half today, when you know, Neptune were trying to stay in check with the firepower of Vincent's. He checks out, replaced now on the interior by Chandler. Chandler's going to need to clean up those rebounds, prevent high percentage shots, but Neary now with the pressure to make 2 free throws while the clock is stopped.
And first player of the game is fouled out as Neptune lose the valued services of Brian Murphy. But an arm wrestle from Conor Gilligan has given his side a much needed score.
What a strong finish in traffic.
Heafy. And I don't think he even knew that Martin Neary was behind him until the steal was completed. Another big rebound from Conor Gilligan.
Massive block shot by Chandler.
Could he prove a game winner in a game like this once again?
Well, he came good in the semifinals when they needed him. You know, Vincent did recover the loose ball, end up back on the free throw line. Pressure again back on Neary, particularly after missing back-to-back. Here's a chance to redeem himself or feel the pressure.
Well, 5 minutes later, St. Vincent's have caught up on team fouls. And the National Basketball Arena is just rattling at the moment as Martin Neary tries to breathe in, bend the knees, and he's missed both of them. And it's Chandler with the rebound and Drummond in possession. 4-point game.
I'd say I love the way that Chandler runs the floor for a big guy. You know, sometimes that's one of the big challenges. You think he's got the advantages because of his size. He ran the floor like a deer on that possession just to make sure he was part of the play. He went 94 full feet. He was involved with the rebound on that end, and he tried to follow up Drummond's miss.
Drummond shows him how it's done. Ice in his veins for the first one. 5-point game. Two from two. Reassures himself that he's the man, and well he might think it. 2-possession game, this needs to go in, and it does from Graham Branley. Time and time again he's delivered for Vincent from 23 feet. 28 seconds to go. Jenkins and Gilligan, when he got up off the floor, didn't know which way to look when the whistle was blown.
They called an off-the-ball foul. Very, very tough call to make at that stage. Vincents were clearly trying to foul the ball handler. A very, very questionable call, but look at, you know, you got a very experienced ref. He saw it, we didn't. So you have to have respect for that, but it puts the ball, more importantly, back in Vincent's hands.
Chandler with the foul, 85-82 with 25 seconds left. Vincents are all out of timeouts. Are they all out of luck? In possession with 20 seconds left in a 1-possession game. The block from Fuchs, fouled on the way.
An intentional call, a very good call by the referee, by the way. You cannot tug at the jersey from behind. Fuchs had clearly a breakaway layup on an unbelievable defensive stop for Neptune.
Just a massive, massive stop.
And look,
it's called on Neary, I think.
The compounding of this mistake now, and it's understandable, the kid was desperate to stop him, is not so much that he's got the opportunity to extend it into 2 possessions. It's that Neptune's getting the ball back here. Yep. One make clearly puts Neptune back on the free throw line. There it is. They're going to go back to the free throw line unless Vincent's manage an interception here on the inbounds. You know, this is about body control, pass and catch, and for Vincent's, it's about how disruptive can you be.
Jenkins. Fuchs does excellently to hit the brakes. It's backward, Fuchs misses it. Chandler's still there, took a bang on the jaw, it looked like. 10 seconds left, 86-82. Neptune with a chance to pull off a double. One of the most talked about clubs in the 2015-2016 season for so many reasons.
Well, look, you know.
Looks like Liam Chandler would pull out his own tooth if it meant he could stay in the court.
Vincent's left with an awful lot of work to do here. particularly if Chandler can get one of these shots, because it most certainly means they're going to need a three.
Chandler looks to the crowd, shrugs the shoulders as if to say, what else were you expecting to the Vincent's faithful? And nails 2 from 2.
Unbelievable scenes about to happen here in the stadium.
Time to apply for the Sports Council grant, because the National Basketball Arena is about to be razed to the ground.
The cup is going deservedly back to Neptune Stadium.
There's 2.8 seconds left. And it's been a dynamite fourth quarter in the Under-20 National Cup Final. Who's going to finish with the ball? Doesn't even matter, because Jenkins wasn't even looking at the basket. Straight to the fans.
Terrific celebrations all around.
It's one thing when the crowd invades the floor. It's another when the team invades the crowd. Neptune, BFG Neptune are the men's Under-20 National Cup champions for 2016. It's a double for the Cork club. They've beaten St. Vincent's, who were a fantastic side in this game.
Spectacular, emotional scenes all around the floor, particularly, I'm looking down, guys, Billy Kelly and some of the original members of Neptune Stadium. As you said earlier, a really tough year for the club to have to go through that situation where the Super League team drops down. Public debate over all of that, and they redeem themselves on the big stage. Under-18 champs, under-20 champs.
As punishment for using the phrase shake and bake earlier on in the game, you have the honour of calling the MVP for the Under-20 National Cup Final, sponsored by Hula Hoops.
Well, again, it's not often you see a fella, win 2 MVPs in one weekend, but Sean Jenkins' dominance in the second half when Neptune needed him the most. The man single-handedly changed the game. Welcome to the big stage, Sean Jenkins, because he won't be a secret to anybody going forward. MVP, man of the match, well-deserved, goes to Sean Jenkins.
26 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists for Jenkins, but really just that sheer force of momentum in the fourth quarter. Amazing what a minute and 50 seconds of a break in 68 minutes of basketball will do for a young fella.
Well, look, spare a thought for Vincent's a very talented team. They didn't go down lightly, but again, momentum is so difficult to stop. It plays on your confidence levels. You don't know where to stop the bleeding sometimes. And when Neptune came out of that timeout trailing 71-58, everything changed.
If you're just to rate the Vincent's performance as a team, use to the bench, tactically, it's all very good. They did a lot of things right out there, hit some big shots and looked good doing it.
No, there'd be no fault on the Vincent side, that's for sure. Those kids worked very, very hard. Joey Boylan, I'm sure, coached his butt off there, a terrific coach. He's very saddened for the players. He knows they left everything on the floor, particularly guys like Branley, who had a spectacular game. But look, again, full credit really to Neptune. The odds were against them, trailing by 13, 5 minutes remaining in the game. And 30 points. Am I reading that correctly, in the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game?
Well, they finished with a 31-point quarter.
That's remarkable. That's absolutely remarkable.
We even said it earlier in the game, if they're to hit their usual heights, they're going to have to heat up, and that's exactly what happened. Incredible stuff. A wonderful game. A superb follow-up to last night's decider as well, I think you'd have to say. Given, there was a lot of experience on the floor on both of the sides for the men's final. So to see the future come up with as equally as good a cracker is so encouraging. And Neptune rightly acknowledging the role the fans played.
Well, look,
where does that sense of momentum come from? Well, so often in an indoor arena, it's volume-based, and that's what we got in the fourth.
Again, you're looking at situations here now. These Neptune kids, it would have been discussed among them how to do the club proud, how to leave this weekend making the club feel proud of them on the back of a tough year.
And that's exactly what they've managed, and it's great to see that the highest numbers we have watching on our YouTube stream so far are for the presentation, which obviously leads you to believe there's a fine wacky down in Cork looking at this. And I'll assume for every one viewer we have, there's 5 people clambering over each other's shoulders to look at it on phones and smart TVs. As coach Kieran Leahy steps up to take his medal.
Well, lots of credit to go to Leahy. He didn't press panic buttons. He called the timeouts when they needed to be called. He made the adjustments. I think where he got it right was going back and forth and knowing when to use Chandler, when to pull him. I thought he did a terrific job with that. And Chandler's name might not appear in any of the newspaper headlines tomorrow. His name doesn't appear prominently in the stat sheet, but you know that kid impacts the game.
And Jenkins has a big career ahead of him, but he's going to have to add DIY to his skill set if he's going to keep shelf space in his room for the awards he's picking up. A second MVP award in 24 hours on the biggest stage he can play on. You can't ask any more from an individual than that.
Well, look, it's well-deserved. If you were talking to Sean afterwards, he would give the credit back to his teammates. It's just in his personality. But look, the dog in the street knows what he did today. He was just dominant down the stretch, and again, that single-mindedness about, you know, we're in the stretch here right now. We're down 13. Let's change the game.
And Jamie Beadle, captain of BFG Neptune, raises the Hula Hoops Under-20 Men's National Cup trophy aloft. And it looks like if there's any Neptune players going to be injured today, it'll only happen after the game. Winning's tough on the hamstrings. We'll leave you there for now. Don't forget to join us in around about 20 minutes time for the Hula Hoops Under-18 Women's National Cup Finals. That's Brunel against DCU. We'll see if Cork can claim 2 out of a possible 3 trophies that they're fighting for this afternoon. Pat, a pleasure doing business with you, and thank you so much.
Great stuff, Ross, and well done to Basketball Ireland on a spectacular presentation over the weekend. You know, everybody knows what hard work is going on behind the scenes. These weekends aren't easy to pull off, and full credit to all of the staff at Basketball Ireland.
All praise and abuse welcome via #HulaHoopsCup. We'll talk to you in a while.